kind of, touching upon kind of like the state water control board, kind of, I guess, how do you get appointed to the state water control board, and do they necessarily have, a background in water?
So they get appointed by the governors by the governor, and they get to serve on a term, I believe, for 4 years. And I believe I think it's preferred that they have some experience in the water space. And but I don't exactly know if it's mandatory for them to have water expertise. But as I said, water touches on so many. It touches so many aspects of our life that it's not just having, an engineering degree in some, area of water or water related topic. It's about how water impacts food, how water impacts health, how water impacts every aspect of our life that you can think of, how it impacts energy. Those are the things that I would say that we're not necessarily thinking about, but we should be thinking about, talking about it, and acting on it as well.
And I guess I think you just answered this, but kind of, how is your blue ribbon commission kind of the right approach then?
It brings stakeholders together. It brings the people that do the work, that look, the bill is not perfect. There's still some amendments that need to be done, but the whole idea is to bring an interagency work group together to do this blue commission, to come out with recommendations and actions that we need to take to be able to live and deal with having less water. And it's not just someone from the water board. It should be how water impacts every aspect of our life, as I mentioned, from health to food, the availability of food, because we know that by 2050, there's supposed to be about 1/3 less water around the world, and that people are going to be living near a basin that is water deficient. But we also know that there's more than likely going to be 1/3 less food. And we also know that there's a connection between good, nutritious food and health. So there's consequences to just having less water. And so that's why we need to bring all these different stakeholders together.
Isn't there any good news in the future? Up to the blue ribbon panel, they're going to figure out the good news for us.
Well, I think that I have a lot of hope in people. People inspire me, and I think that there's a lot of opportunity out there, and I think that we can make it happen. We can make the solutions. We can make it work. The question is, can we come together? Can we come together to figure it out? And I'll tell you, I've been getting a little bit of a hard time from some people on, perhaps this being a bad idea, but I think it's, for me, a perfect opportunity to talk about how less water is not just about, building dams or storage. There's a whole lot more other consequences that having less water means, and we need to be looking at those and planning for those as well.
Yeah, how could be planning for a future with less water a bad idea? Can you expand on that? What have you been hearing?
Yeah, and I think that the challenge is that it's already happening, but we're not taking any action on any part of it, which is the frustrating part. And I think that there's always, there's always some sort of fight in politics, right? And especially when it comes to water. And I think, there's no excuses. We all need to just come together. We need to work together. We need to figure it out, because there's just too much at stake. And I just, if you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
Right. Yeah, I guess there's two options, right? You either create more water, or you figure out a way to live with less water. So, probably.
Or you die. Water is life.
Exactly. The grim.
Yes.
Make sure you click the button below and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with all our news and updates.
Our